So now we'll start with the invoking a method. So invoking a method means a process of using a method in a program is referred as calling a method or invoking a method. So the process of using, how you are using the method and how the object will be called, so that is referred as the calling a method or invoking a method. So here there is an example. A program to find the sum of two number by using the method. So here to find the sum of the two number, and here we are finding out with the help of the method. So since here buffer reader is used, we have taken the import Java is used here. Then the sum of the class name, sum of the sum class is declared as sum. So you can see in this way the project should also be made. You see beside it the explanation of each of the statement is written, and with the comments. So the class sum is written here. Then what we have done, we have entered the two values, that is sum of two number they say. So they have taken m and n. So it is passed through the parameter. So m and n value is passed through the parameter, and you can see it is a pure function. We can say this because this is a return type. When there is a return type, we call it as a pure function. So you can see return type. So here what happened, so m and n it is entered here. So and m and n value will come here, and it will calculate the sum, and it will again give the output of the sum, return the value of sum. So if it is 5 and 10, so sum is 15, and then it is going to return 15, and this return is going to come here. So first let's see the program what it is saying. Then the main method what you have done, in this is the one part of the method where you have entered the value and found out the sum and given the return of the sum. And here in the main method we have again a, b, p. So three of them are integer because these three are also integer. So we have taken three integer variable. So buffer reader we made the object, and then the entry of the two. So on the screen it will display enter the two number a and b. Take it, we have given the value of a as 10 and b as 15. So here what we have done, sum ob equal to new sum. So we have made the created the object, class object. My class is sum, so we have created the object of the sum, class object. So object of the class is created. This is the comment it is giving here. So object is created. So ob, so by using, see normally we give ob dot add, and then we give a and b. So a and b, here you see we are not giving the, these are the argument, we are giving the, this is the actual parameter also we say them. This is also we call as actual parameter, and this is the formal parameter. Also we call this as a argument also, and here it is the invoking part of the parameter. So here what happened, here we are not giving the data type, just the value we give it. So here a and b, so a and b, so a is having the value 10 and b is having the value 5. So a will go to m. So the position first is a, so first part is m. So here m value will be 10, and b is having the value 5, so it will go to the second part, it is 5. So a and b are getting the value as, so and here it is say obj add, since it is so add method. So 5 and 10 and 5, so it became 15. S is declared as 0, so we got the value as sum as s as 15. So it is returning s. So s is returned here. Since we are not having system.out.print, so this value has to be kept in a variable. So the calling of the method add, invoking the method add, or invoking the add method add. So we are calling the method add. After calling it, the value which the s will give, it has to be stored somewhere. So we have written p equal to ob dot add comma b. So whatever the, so the s value will come and get stored in p. Now after that what we have done, we have displayed the value of p. So this is the way we have to write the, when we are writing a pure function or a pure program, this is the thing, when return is there, when we are calling the program or when we are invoking the method, so at that time that invoke method should be assigned to a variable, then we can give the output. Here we cannot give the output because here the last statement is the return statement. We also call this as a pure function. With reference to the above illustration, the above block of the function is the method defined to find the sum of the two number, and the lower block is the caller program. So lower block is the caller one, and this is the format. The number are passed to the method by using the statement. So with this statement the values are passed to it, and this value, this a and b get the copy into the parameter. So I said you this is called the parameter, where data type is mentioned. So here with each of the variable data type has to be mentioned, though it is same, we cannot give a comma, but here we don't, this is called the argument, where the values, actual values are given. The sum of the s is returned to the caller program to store the variable p. So it the s is giving back the value to add, so it has to keep somewhere that value, so it is assigning the value to p, so in the main program, and hence the variable p receive the return, and the sum of the two integer that is displayed in the output, and then it is given the output. Using static. So if you are using a static, what happened, with the reference to the illustration, the caller, the main method is defined as static. So always we may define the main method as static void. So see the method header, the static method can use only the static element in the block, and the user defined method add is non-static. So here you see we are not using any static here, is it? But here it is static. So what happened, we have to make the object of a class, and after making the object of a class, then only we can call the function, because since here there is no static in the add method, but you need to create a as defined an object of a class, and this process of calling in through the object is known as shown in the illustration program. So here you can see, since in the public static is not written here, if there would have been static, then what happened, then I have to not it is not needed to make the create the object, but since here there is no static, so what happened, we have to create the object. So here you can see an example, like here in the same program, same to same program you see, and here what is there, we have written public static int add, and we have given the same thing is there, but here you see we have not made the class object, which we have made it here. See sum ob equal to new sum, so that thing is not written here, but we have seen the rest is b equal to, just we wrote the class name and we gave the argument. But here you see we have given the object, first we made the object, then object add and this. So when there is no static, so we have to make a class object, and we have to, with the help of the object, we have to call the function. But in this case, since we are using a static, so static automatically call the static method. So for this case, so we have to not make the class object, and directly the method is been called. So this also will execute, but you have to write both the place, the method should also have the keyword static. In case of the method add is declared static, the main and the sub methods are compatible to the communicate with each other. When static is there, they automatically communicate with each other. In this situation, you may not need an object for it calling. So in this case, we no need of object for calling. You can simply call the method add from the main by using the method name alone with the value to be passed. So since here static is mentioned, both the place main method already normally in main method we are giving a static, and in the method if we give the static, no need of making the class object. Without the class object it can be automatically the value will be sent, and the when the return value will again be sent back to the add method, and it can be assigned to the p, and we can get the output. So next continue in the part 3.